Technical writing is not a household term, but it's a very broad term we use. Technical writing somehow communicates how to do something, how to execute a process, how to put something together, how to fix something, how to understand how something works. So even though technical writing is not a household term, there's examples or evidence of technical writing in all of our lives, whether it is a car manual, or how to put together your bookshelf, or more complicated processes in chemistry or mechanical engineering. It's a way of communicating very clearly how to do something, and often traditionally has involved, yes, written language and also diagrams that explain that.
Such a wide mix of majors, then the kinds of documents they would write in any one field, of course, is totally varied. So what happens is then you've got to settle on the common documents that would cut across all fields. So what I use is I do a lot of instruction manuals. Like writes, of course, are going to be there. How to write good instructions is going to be in every field, no matter what you're in. Proposals, which are common to the vast majority of fields, progress reports and other informational reports, meeting minutes. Like I have them take turns doing the minutes for their out-of-class group meetings, when their group will meet and have a meeting out of class. So that's what I have to do to be able to, and they are going to need those skills of those documents. So.
Now, for the first time in human history, we can create documents or media that moves, moving images. This first film. So Leland Stanford, who was a former governor of California, and also he was interested in racehorses, had this kind of debate with some of his friends as to whether or not horses' hooves ever leave the ground, all four of them at the same time. And if they do, in what direction? Because often in art, often in painting, you will see a horse galloping, but and all 4 feet are off the ground, but the two in the front are pointed outward, and the two in the back are pointed outward. And the human eye can't really see or detect this kind of movement, whether or not it's true. So Leland Stanford hired this guy, Edward, this really brilliant person, Edward Muybridge, to try to figure that out with his new kind of photography pre-film technology. And it took him a couple of years, but he figured out a way to put cameras in a row that would be triggered by the horse's movement, and therefore could have a snapshot of the horse's gallop all along the way. When you put those together, it's essentially the beginning of film. And it proved that, yes, indeed, a horse's hooves do, all 4 leave the ground during the gallop, but they're not pointed outward, they're pointed inward. So in a sense, the beginning of film was really kind of, for Edward Muybridge, was kind of a scientific discovery or a scientific experiment, both technologically and to understand a horse's movement. Well, now that capability is in the hands of you and of me and of all of my students. If you have a camera or a smartphone or a computer, you can create film, you can create video. This is really important because you think about how much of our science, how much of what we're attempting to communicate moves. So I think technical writing has already has already gone in that direction of, okay, we're including movement. We can include movement in our documents or in our media. And think about an arrow. What is an arrow? Well, it's that. And for hundreds of years, it's been it's been a metaphor for direction, for where to go. And for a long time, when attempting to describe movement in a system or moving parts, we have these still images, and we put these arrows that says this goes here. Well, like now we can fully represent a certain process. Video is the closest representation of reality that we have in a digital experience, and that understanding video and how to produce it, and not just the technological aspects of, okay, I know how to press record and I know how to edit, but how to communicate a process clearly, effectively with a video camera and not simply just language.